I'm Ted from Everything Attachments. This is our sixth prototype we built for a tree puller. We really tried our best to get everything right. We read all the reviews on different tree pullers, and we tried to fix pretty much everything that we could find that we thought mattered and what the machine will like. One thing we've done, the last thing we did, like on the Danuser, and it definitely makes this stronger when you pull these two jaws together and you have a piece that overlaps inside a pocket. It gives you the strength of both of those for grubbing. Grubbing is probably the hardest thing you're going to do, pulling on roots, grubbing, or whatever. If you want the maximum strength, hooking those together absolutely doubles it. So to make up for that, because we really didn't like instead of the backhoe teeth out front, which don't really do much more than, they will cut roots and things, but they're not giving you any working area. So we wanted to give you the wicked teeth all the way out to the end. We wanted to make the part that once you grub and grub and grub, that where it's fully reversible to start with, and then it's replaceable. So then we've added a 2.5-inch kingpins instead of 2-inch with a 3-inch DOM pipe over it, 1/2-inch thick. We've got the gears moved above the plane of the main jaws to keep the dirt and the crap out of it, which also means the cylinder got moved up. So we don't have that hump in the back like a Danuser does hanging down below. So when we do all our pushing, we can lower this down in the machine's pushing place where it's meant to be pushed on instead of having to raise it. And that's going to help the machine. Because yesterday with one of my large tractor grapples moving some trees and stuff, we actually have tweaked the boom on this loader, and it's probably, my grapple's just fine. We're going to wash it and send it back to the customer that was supposed to get it. I had to borrow it. Thank you, whoever that was. But if you look right here on the wells, the dirt is sucked up into the corner of these wells. You can see where it's cracked. This boom is off about 3/4 of an inch from yesterday from doing hard grapple work with a tractor grapple. So we know our tractor grapples, when you go to the right one, will stand up to any skid steer because it obviously tweaked the boom on this. But it ain't gonna matter for what we're doing now. We put some rake to this, so we've given this some angle so you can get in and out, especially if you've got a Bobcat. They're really hard to get in and out of with the opening door. That's one of the things I love on the Kubota with the opening door. The excavator, we're clearing this out. You can see the tail end of the building over there behind our building, and that's our 105,000 square foot facility. It's probably never going to be opened, and we're preparing to put an 80,000 square foot 2-story facility here. We got to get all our geotechnical stuff for the ground and everything, get our blueprints in. We're working hard as we can. We expect a 5-6 months, hopefully max, time of building this. We'll probably use Matthews Construction, which I went to school with. They're probably the most awesome construction people around here. But we've used all Hardox on basically everything. Like, we've lightened up the grill. This actually weighs about 40 pounds less than the Danuser. We've not connected this because we want to be able to use all these full jaws here. We've razor sharpened this whole front to help you get in the ground, to help you grub. And I'm just going to do it. That's a pin oak here, and that's way bigger tree than what this is designed for, no matter how you count it. That being said, I just want to scrape the bark on it a little bit and see how sharp we've got this and see what kind of damage it's going to do to the roots under the ground. And it's going to be much harder here than it will be under the ground. So to get a tree this size down with this size machine and a tree puller, we're going to have to do some serious grubbing and cut out some main roots here. So that's going to take a little bit. It's not designed for this, but this tree's in my way, and this is what I've got to work with. Now, I do have a Mini X, or the largest Mini X, and that is an awesome machine, and we could certainly take it out quicker with that as far as just getting it down. But we need to know before we start shipping what we've done. Is it good enough? Is it strong enough? Because we're actually a thinner material than what Danuser's using, but we think we're using a better material. We've gone to 5/8 instead of 3/4. We've supported it with full Hardox. We've used 2.5-inch pins, 3-inch, 1/2-inch thick DOM. We've moved the cylinder and the gears up out of the mud and the muck. We've tilted this where you can get in. We've taken away the cylinder pocket back here and underneath so we can bring everything back further to the machine, and we can let you lower your loader all the way down where it's meant to push instead of having to raise it up 6 or 8 inches where it'll push, but you're more likely to tweak the boom there than anywhere else. Once you leave the bottom, you're not in max push position meant for the machine. I don't care what machine you're on. We've routed the hoses nicely. We think we got a really good piece here. We're ready to ship. We've already taken over a dozen orders on these. Between the weather and me breaking my thumb in an accident in the tractor a few weeks ago, I'm recovering from a knee replacement injury back from that accident and other stuff, waiting on parts for Kubota to get the tractor back going. The rotary test we did today, everything came out smooth and perfect. So whether you've got an old brush cutter and get our new update or you get a new one from us, it's going to be awesome. We'll be trying our 4-blade on it soon, but we want to go back to this. Everything on its index, everything is hard ox. There's no standard metal on here. We've even Dave, the machinist, has inset all the these are grade 10 machine grade tapered bolts, so it's still smooth on the bottom. There's going to be no drag. We put the threads to the top. We've done everything we know to do to make this the badass tree puller that there is on the market. And in everything attachments, we want to only have the best attachments on the planet. If this doesn't work, we'll try again. We've got 3/4 and 1-inch plate in stock. We'll just keep going till we get there. But we don't really want that crossover piece no matter what. And we want to keep the weight down. Now it's just a matter to see. This has never worked a day in its life, and you're going to see it right here. And it is what it is. If we bend one of these, we'll start over and make it better, I promise. We've done stuff like adding a plate to the main plate to raise the jaws up 5/8 of an inch, just so when this goes back and forth, it's not because it's going to be bowed down some. It won't be dragging on the sides here and digging in on this. We've raised that up. We've done everything we know to do to make this the best. For you and for us, we want to take over the tree market industry for tree pullers. And today I've got on my favorite place ever, and I feel so sorry for all the people in Hawaii. Lahaina was one of my favorite places to go, and they're in my thoughts today. But we're going to go on with this, and God bless. Well, it'll sure stick in a tree pretty good. We'll try it up a little higher. We've also made the grill where you can see through it a whole lot better. Well, we're not bending anything. This is a hardwood tree. All right, let's see what it does with some roots. With the spoon shape on here, it's gonna make it pry out of the ground a lot better. I'm gonna start 3 or 4 feet around this tree to get in. Because if we don't get some of these tap roots cut like that, there's no way this tree is coming down. I can just stick it down in the ground and then fork spoon shape that. It's working just like a pro fry bar. And what we want to end up doing is putting all the pressure we can put to this. I need my seatbelt on. We want to put the maximum pressure to this, and we want this to still be level when we come out. So why am I raising up the front end a little bit? Just to be able to get my in the position for pushing for the machine. I'm trying to save the machine. I've already tweaked it with a tractor grapple, which is pretty sad. Luckily, I do have the Kubota insurance, and we'll see where that goes. I'm sure they're gonna love that. So, where most would hook these two jaws together to be able to do this type of grubbing, we just simply don't want to do it. And if we have to, we might, but we'll go up on some thicknesses and try that before we decide to do anything like that. But see, we're able to get this all the way down where the machine likes it, and without tearing up the machine, because obviously our attachments seem to be stronger than the machine already is. Love the air conditioning in these cabs too. There's no point in me wasting my time trying to push on this tree till I get a pretty doggone good sized hole around here. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of roots right there. And that's what it's gonna take. I gotta get these roots out. I hope Nate, my IT guy, my drawer guy for SolidWorks, my machine diagnoser, he wears about 10 hats around here, videos. He's awesome. I sure don't want to get him hurt because I can't see behind me. I sure can't do without him. He's half of what makes everything great around here. I cleared all this in about 12 hours Monday with our excavator. Made us a burn pile back there that's still burning. So I'm not going to give it any mercy, I can tell you that. Whether it's my attachment or the machine, I think it's kind of sad the machine has got poor welds on it and it's failing me. It's more roots like that, I gotta get out of here. And with this sharp end that's full functioning on the end, unlike this Dupaco teeth, I'm able to move a lot more dirt and grub a lot more quicker. These Hardox teeth that Dave, our master machinist, mills in the mill, they're just wicked, just like our name. Now, quality by design, we think the design of this is way far superior. Our price is going to actually be less because we don't have to sell it through a dealer, a distributor, pay a salesman. We got a few salesmen in the house. They're awesome. They'll take care of any problems or needs you have, guide you in the right direction for what you need. probably an 80-year-old tree. Pin oaks are no joke, especially all the mess they make with their leaves. Peanut, y'all know Peanut. He's got a pin oak twice this big over his swimming pool. And man, does he have a leaf problem. I should have blamed bending the loader on Peanut. Damn it, Peanut. We miss Peanut around here. You know, so we still have his son Jeremy working here. Rick, his other brother, retired about a year ago. Then Peanut retired. Oh yeah, that was a good hit. Get some of this dirt out. So we've got it, even with the angle we put on it, which is looks like everything's meeting perfect. There's no tweakage or anything in it yet. We're gonna hope to keep it that way. Basically, until I see this tree kind of want to move, there's zero chance of me needing to want to push on it. We just want the baddest tree puller there is, out of the best material you can buy. We want it light. We want it to be able to do work for you where you can make money in the shortest amount of time with the smaller machine even. Being less weight, having a more efficient attachment, it's going to make it to where you can use it on, a size machine smaller than this, like the 75 Kubota or the 7 Series Bobcat. Push all the lift this thing's got. I'm not scared to use it. My guess is we're gonna need a 5 or 6 foot deep hole around this whole tree. Then we'll push a little dirt in on it where we can get a run at it to give a push. I just bought a little 2-acre lot near a house in Newton I'm refurbishing that I built when I was 19. It's absolutely full of trees, and I'm looking forward to using this. When you put the backhoe teeth on it, you just absolutely give away 8 inches of where you could reach up between a couple of big trees and grab some saplings. We're just cleaning up work that you want to do. This does also have a 3.5-inch cylinder on it, bore, to give you that extra clamping force. We think with the materials we use can take it. Most of them are using a 3, or some are using a 2.5. A 3.5 gives you a bunch of clamping force. I wish wish I had a bigger machine, because I think the tree puller will take it. And we were going to build a bigger tree puller, and we might, for wheel loaders and stuff like that. There are some bigger skid steers out there, but I believe this one right here will take it. We're going to find out. There's a big rig right there. Machine sounds a little mad. I would be too if I had somebody treat me like this. But if the attachment will take it, usually everybody's attachment fails. But if I'm building a skid steer, or if I'm building a tractor, and don't ask me to, please. But if I'm building it, whatever I'm building, I want my thing to fail last. People say you shouldn't use your grapple and stuff on your tractors, and I'm like, well, you used to could when they really made a tractor. They keep lightening them up for profit and reducing the profitability a man can actually make with it because he's limited to what he can do. If we had the resources and the time, and I wasn't getting to be almost 60 years old, we could build some more wicked stuff. Soon it'll be up to my son and Nate to run this. I'm gonna get as much wickedness into both of them to know how to build these attachments for you for a long time. Come on. It's up under a big roof there. I'm just hoping Nate will give me a signal this tree starts moving, because I sure as heck don't want to end up under it. People say, well, your patents are worthless. Well, I tried to make something that wasn't like Glenn's, and his patent kept me from making it that way, and thank God, because what we ended up with is a whole lot better. So we definitely patented this with the spoon-shaped design and a few other things on it. Tractor attachments just aren't worth patenting. Basically, there's several people, we all know who they are. They take my design, send it to China, get it 3 months back later. It looks like it's from 100 feet. It'll never be an everything attachment's wicked attachment. Not only is it not just the material, the actual design just kind of similar, and they make it to where it's easy and cheap to make. So you still never end up with the exact copy. We don't do anything to cut corners around here. There's something that needs to come out. Oh yeah. Both our arms are exactly parallel. I'm looking at them from here. They hadn't moved at 10 thousandths. The good thing about this Hardox is, number one, it's hard, it doesn't wear, it's an AR material, but it has the ability to flex a lot more than like a T1 steel that has a Burnell hardness of only 300. When it does bend, it's permanently bent. It's just steel that's hardened more than lead. Hardox is, believe it or not, Hardox on our lasers, it's so pure and consistent. It's one of our favorite materials to cut, even over mild steel. You do have to have a killer laser to do it. And we've got the Bystronic 15,000 and 10,000 K fibers, and they just eat it up. And then we use ceramic milling bits with Dave to be able to take the abuse of the hardness. That's the same thing we use on all our tooth bars. So why does ours cost more than like a Piranha? Because it goes through a milling machine that's $400,000, and we're using tips that are about $1,000 a piece with cutter teeth that are a couple $100, and they simply do have to be replaced every now and then because of the hardness still gives wear, even on ceramic surfaces. There's a big pile of ricks right there. Come on. Everybody wishes for more. What I need is more machine instead of attachment. And if Kubota made a bigger unit, I'd buy it. I think they do have one that's 2 more horsepower now, or 3, but it's still basically the same machine, which isn't going to give me any more power for what I'm using it for. Nate said if it took an hour to get it out, he was good for it. We'll see. We did finally get a gimbal and put on there for a little more stabilization for you guys. We'd rather waste our money on machinery and designing attachments as we would drills. But some things you just gotta have. I don't know how much of an hour-long video y'all want to watch. We'll probably cut it down to where it doesn't just bore you to death. Everything's still perfect on my end. But see, I like putting it all the way down and being able to shove it in without having to lift it up for that extra space under that cylinder. Because the machine definitely does not like to do its major pushing 6 inches off of its lowest position. But it's a cheap way to build it when you put the cylinder right on the end of you cut the gears, the cylinder holes, everything at one time on the main jaws. Makes it a whole lot cheaper to build, a whole lot easier to build, just a whole lot cheaper in general, but it just doesn't give you all the features you've got here. Come on. So when you get that spring effect of that dirt, that hard ox is definitely flexing. Good thing is it comes back to its original position. So I can put it down and use that spoon effect. Woo! And this is the first tree like this I've done, so I'm sure I'll get better at it just like you will once you get your tree puller. Well, I'll get better at what we do. Me and Nate have about got how to build this stuff right. Now we can just teach my son Charles EA to do it and work with Nate for the rest of his life. Nate's still young, he's got a lot of years left in him. So one day I'll slow down and leave y'all in good, capable hands. That's definitely taking all the pull on one side of that. So if it doesn't tweak these things, we're going to be good to go. This thing's got, roots 20 feet in the ground. It's probably not happy right now because it's gonna come down. Love that spoon design. It just helps like a shoehorn. Curls it right in there. So sometimes it helps for trying to copy somebody else's and then having to make it better whether you like it or not. It sure made ours better. We're not scared to show you. If it tears it up, it'll tear it up. You can bet when we come back out here, it'll be stronger. Me and Nate, we kind of use the philosophy, when in doubt, build it stout. We'll look at each other and say, well, what do you think, mild steel or hard ox? Well, we know which one doesn't give up, so we just usually say hard ox. SSAB is a great company. They've done a lot to work with us. They give us help on designs, not really designs, but how much pressure loads and what kind of, we've been working with hard ox now 5 years, and we've learned a lot of how to form it past the abilities that theoretically they can't even go to. So it's a learning curve, and we're smart here to everything attachments, and we'll do what it takes. And we don't use heat to bend hard ox. And the only reason there's some stitch welding on this is to keep the heat out of the main jaws. Because that definitely, every time you throw heat to hard ox, you definitely reduce its yield strength. gonna see. If you can watch it, I can ride with this thing. Treat your machine any way you want to. You can do this slower, easier. I'm after just really don't care if I tear it up and want to send you a product that you can treat like this if that's the way you want to do it. You do it at your pace. You do you, and we'll do a Yeti. Treat your machine to get this same job done like I am. All you gotta do is take your time. If that's what you like. You still get the same job done. I can assure you, if you use the same machine and still have the same power, regardless how slow you do it, if you're using all the power, your attachment can still give up if it's not as strong as this. My goal is to get this out in less than an hour. And, you know, everybody can cut a tree off. That's no problem. It's the stump. You can have mushrooms for the next 30 years, or you can get this junk out of the ground, because we plan on building a building here, and we can't leave this stuff in the ground. Unlike our other building, we're going to get all the correct geotechnical stuff done right, and what we need is good solid ground with no wood products in the ground. So our new building is going to be as tough as our attachments, because me and Nate are going to build it inside the factory. And then we're going to get erectors to erect it. We've got the best engineering team for steel work. Already called them today. We've got the machinery to build everything. We call some professional erectors, and it's going to be a wicked building. Examine these jaws just so you can see what I'm seeing. Let me clear the dirt. You can see the underneath of the jaws where Dave's milled those for those grade 10 bolts. And all that takes time. Those are reversible. You just switch sides and reverse it. They're identical. They've already machined on both sides. We're thinking of you. We don't sell parts. We like for you to use our machinery. You can see they're still dead level. They're ready to go back to work. I know a lot of people don't want to see this video, and we apologize for taking so long. That tractor injury breaking my thumb didn't help, and the weather hadn't been perfect either. And yeah, I could do this with the excavator. But what if you've only got a machine and you don't want to spend another $150,000? If you can do it with this and charge the same price, why pay the other $150,000 unless you're going to do that type of work also? And we even put this on our excavator, and it'll reach way up in the trees, strip limbs, whatever. We tried to, just because this is our other prototype we put on there. But we were just trying it because we knew the excavator had a lot more lift power than this did. And if we were going to tear it up, we wanted to tear it up. It's the first time we've ever tried one where the jaws weren't connected. Work that spoon a little bit on the end. Come on. I must have hit the button, got my jaws apart. No wonder I couldn't pull it out. But even though my jaws are together, it's just because it's less resistance to do grubbing. Them being together, they're not hooked together at all. So it can get all the force on one just as easy as it can two. I'm kind of wondering how close we are if I fill this hole in and being able to push this over. Last thing I want to do is do all that work and then have to redig it back out and get some more roots. I know an 80-year-old tree is not going to get up easy. But neither is everything attachments. I'm 5 feet down in there with my jaws right now, clearing the roots out. Seen a few videos of like a wheel loader pulling out fir trees, and they got roots about a foot deep. It looks really impressive on the video, but it is no match for this tree here. my stuff up, come out to you, and take out this tree, and we want the tree ball out, you're gonna be $1,000, maybe $2,000, maybe more depending on where you live or how far away you are. But so it definitely is gonna be a money-making thing. I'd like to be getting $2,000 for this, because I'm definitely gonna get this out in an hour. And it may or may not go now, but I'm not wasting my time on the redo. I'm still hitting big roots way down there, 5 feet deep. Just using this spoon-shaped jaws like a shoehorn to get these big roots out down here. There's some, I see some 6 and 8 inch roots down here that are gonna have to come out. Oh yeah, there they are. I can feel it. And this front blade's just cutting right through it. It's way better than backhoe teeth. Backhoe teeth are not gonna take near the abuse. In fact, when you hang a backhoe tooth up on a root right, you're going to just pull it off the end of the shank. And I put all my faith in the world in Dave, our mill guy, to get us the right tapers, everything we want for these straight tin bolts. Everybody needs for the best attachments. Number one is probably a head and a nate. Together, we're like unstoppable. We're both great at what we do, but together, we're like having 5 people in one. We've made kind of a commitment to be together for life, good, bad, or ugly. We agree to disagree sometimes. It isn't always peaches and cream, but at the end of the day, we both would know we need each other. Perfect. Everything is greasable from the top. You don't want to grease the bottom of your pins. All it does is give the dirt a place to stick in that grease, and then it becomes just like a grease compound to make the shafts wear. We're getting pretty close, so. Shoehorn to just get in there and get it. I know. Y'all think I'm working, I'm having a ball. I could do this all day. In fact, I did 16 hours Monday clearing this lot with that excavator. And there's the burn pile over there to prove it. I didn't quit till 9 o'clock, still using the lights. I'm sure the neighbors were really happy. At least I do on most of the houses around here, the factory does. There's a couple big roots right here that gotta go. I know they're in there, I can feel it. Oh, yeah, now I can see it. We were on a live feed. We do have the TTW. We're not going to copy Tractor Time with Timmy. We will do something though with it. Timmy's more of an end learner. He does for whoever sponsors him. We don't put ads in our videos at all. We want you to be able to see it uninterrupted. And we want it to be our product, where we got our own skin in the game. No, we would, yeah. You want to send me your attachments? I'll do this for you for free. We'll see how long your stuff can take, Ted. Yeah, go ahead and send me your attachments. I'll send them back when I'm done, regardless of how many pallets it takes. Yeah, I wish somebody would send me their attachment. I've seen a lot of them I wanted to make embarrassed. I really don't think that's a good business motto. I know Travis gives them hell on some of their stuff, and I try to keep him back. He's like a bulldog. He's so proud of what we do. And he's a big part of where we started getting a long time ago. And he does get a little aggressive, and I try to keep a muzzle on him. It's tough. He knows what he's talking about. It's just, it makes, it's not really good for business to put other people's attachments down, even if they are a POS. And that's what I have to try to teach him. He's still young. He'll get it one day. So I come down in there pretty far and not meet much resistance on big roots. Although I know it's got some directly under it. Those should go pretty easy. This looks, this is basically a little bitty machine compared to these trees. I'd like for it to fall in the direction I'm in right now. So I may pile up a little bit of dirt on the other side and just see if I can or not. I'm not scared to use the ram method. I know my attachment can take it. I just hate to tear up this machine any more than it already is from tweaking it yesterday. So somebody's getting a grapple that we're simply going to wash off. It's like brand new. And it's for a tractor, I'm pretty sure, a single lid heavy duty grapple. And we hadn't painted it yet, but it's as good as new. And it's definitely TED tested. I'm not sure it's Kubota approved. 12 or 14,000 pounds. And that sounds like a lot, but it's not going to be a lot of pushover force unless I get a lot of these roots out. And if I dig until this thing falls, I'm not going to have a clue which way this thing's going to fall. And this may have rollover protection. 14,000 pounds, but I don't want that tree on me. Alright, let's check these jobs real quick, Nate, make sure they're still good and straight. Let me knock the dirt off a little bit. Like they're perfect from this end. We good? That's what I was hoping for. Let me just back up a little bit and assess this. I'm gonna go at it another 5 minutes. I'm gonna pile in some dirt, see how high I can get on it to push. Closer in roots as they go straight down. Bring some of that dirt from around the base out into this hole where I can get in. And the higher I can get to push on it, the better off we'll all be. Come on, tear that root out. There you go. I really need to release if I want to push it the other direction. Took a screenshot of the wells that fell yesterday. This loader tweaked, so we'll show you that it was tweaked before we did this with a simple tractor grapple. So I'm sure they're not getting any better, but you know, we'll let the Kubota insurance deal with it. We can't really have a loader that's crooked because to do grading work, and because we're getting ready to start making wicked buckets for everything, and we're going to need a loader that is level. And that spoon shape, you just jam it right in there and curl it by. So if you're having trouble getting it out with the tree puller you got, maybe you just need to sell it and trade it in. Now, could I take my excavator and push it over right now? Sure I could. Would it push it over before I did this? No way. redneck at some things, but I'm no dummy. Maybe a little crazy. Southern voice for all y'all that are up north. Sorry I can't get rid of my accent. I kind of got used to it and like it. Just working that spoon right there. Got those roots. They say you can take the guy to the south, but you can't take the voice out. Try to get this more of these roots right at the base. I don't run these things every day. There's lots better operators out there than I. I'm just willing to not really care. Oh, yeah. Yo.
It's 12:15. I don't know what time you want to hit the road, but it's already 12:15.
What'd we say, 12:30?
Yeah.
Let me pile this in and see if we can push it. And Nate was just telling me we got an attorney's meeting in Charlotte over this doggone piece of crap building over here. So we gotta hurry. Alright, so I'm gonna pile in some dirt here real quick. See if we can push this thing over. All I need is me a good little runway here. I'm just gonna use this dirt from way out here so I can do it quicker. Yeah, who needs a stump bucket when you got this? You can do it all. Pluck the saplings, load the saplings, get it done. It's not a whole lot more money, actually, not than a good one. Those $400 stump buckets from China, you can tear those up like hen's teeth. They break like shark's teeth. I wouldn't have one if you gave me one. But if you want me to test it, please send me one. And that way it won't be Travis bashing anybody. We'll let your product speak for itself. If it can hold up, God bless it. Alright. And we may just not have enough time in the day to do this. I need more of a base. I'm not even near the height of where I started. We may have to continue this tomorrow. He said I got 15 minutes. That was 10 minutes ago. I don't think so. So we're not getting enough time to get this out today. We'll take up right where we started. I don't know how much time we've spent so far, but we will get it out and you'll get it live. We're going to show you real quick that so far we hadn't done any damage to it. Past that we got to go. We got too much invested to not meet our attorneys over that building. I think you'll see it's all perfect. Shafts are straight. All it's done is taken a little of the Hardox primer off the top. That nice spoon shape. Even when it's, we're just going to leave the machine right here. Even with this nice spoon shape, you're going to see it's curled all the way back. And with that lean forward, we're still able to get it out. Till tomorrow. Hope y'all stay with us. We'll do this tomorrow. We got to get us a good foundation above the ground, above the tree. That's where we're losing it. We're 4 feet under the base of the tree. We simply need to be even. Look at this. I can't even tell where the seam is. So you don't need the crossbar. We get to use it all the way. Everything attachments. This is what we want for you. This is what we're going to give you. This baby will come down tomorrow. Thank you for watching.